Live from the What the Show headquarters of the world, aka my living room, we are here tonight with a special red carpet event. We will have all the stars of Chill to Action as they prepare for their second annual Christian Harloff interview. I will be here tonight, but first I would like to thank the people that helped dress me and my hair and makeup team. My hair and makeup team, aka myself, this morning as I got ready for work. And then about 10 minutes ago, when I put this bedazzled headband on to be ready for this red carpet event. I'd like to thank this little black dress that I found in my closet that I've had for years, and I don't know, not entirely sure where I got it anymore. I'm also wearing my lovely donut slippers this evening, also not sure where they came from, and jewels from the costume jewelry that was hidden under my bed somewhere. So I'd now like to bring in my co-host, the one, the only, Juice, keeping it juicy out there all day, every day. Juice?
Does this work? All right, man, can you believe it? We are here 1 year in the making.
I know. And we are just an hour away from when they will enter that theater to conduct this interview. The multi-nominated Call to Action podcast will be here tonight. We're going to see all the stars. I can't even, you know what? There's going to be some fashion juice, and I think we need to bring in AJ, our fashion correspondent.
Yes. Yep, that's right. I am Aaron James Lancaster, AJ for short, chosen as the fashion correspondent for tonight's stream because I have a hat that has a button and a cord. This hat was acquired at the local H&M in the Gretna Outlet Mall in...
What do you think, AJ, are going to be some trends that we're seeing tonight on the carpet? What are some looks you're just dying to see?
I think we're going to see a lot of hobo chic tonight. A few probably... Christian Siriano choices from the local department stores. And I think that we can say that Alessandro Michel, the CEO of Gucci, the head designer, is a buffoon.
Yeah, that's a really fair statement. We are not sponsored by them in any form. Juice, are you just excited to just delve in and ask some deep, hard-hitting questions tonight on this carpet?
I absolutely cannot wait, and I'm very glad to have you with us. If it was not for this fashion designer man that we have with us today, I would be wearing the different and wrong colored socks. But because of him, we are all set to go. I'm very excited. These are some interviews that I don't think you don't get this on a normal night. You don't just walk down the street and see somebody like a PLD. It just doesn't happen. So I'm very excited.
I want to know his mustache regime. What is his routine? Is he a balm man? Is he an oil man? How does he keep it so manicured? These are the questions we will be finding out tonight, live on the red carpet. What the Show, Chill to What the Show. It's happening. Red carpet premiere. We are just, let me look at the time. A mere hour and 20 minutes away from a hard-hitting interview that we are all excited. And it'll be happening right behind us in that theater tonight. It is just, I think we're seeing our first star now. Oh my God. Could it be the man, the myth, the legend, the PLD himself?
Is it PLD?
Oh my God, there he is.
Oh my.
In the flesh.
What a pleasure. What a pleasure. Is it just an honor to be nominated tonight?
Wow, it is quite the honor, guys. Actually, I got to say it's quite the honor to be interviewed by you guys. I mean, I've watched your show recently, and it's been such a delight in my life. Thank you for appearing here and covering this. I'm very proud of this show, this interview, and I'm proud to be here on this show.
That's great, PLD. That I'm sure you put a lot of hard work into this interview. But the real burning question is, what are you wearing tonight?
What am I?
Even though he's the second Denuso to be on here.
Damn straight.
It's a wild Kim. Yes, it is a wild Kim on the show at this point.
You just don't know. You never know what to expect.
Showing up on the red carpet of the event.
You never know. You do never know.
You never know what might happen on the red carpet. This is live television, folks. We're live. This is what a red carpet, just surprise and absolute delight always to see Kim. But we're getting to those hard-hitting questions, Paul, which is, what are you wearing tonight?
Well, I have to admit, I wanted to wear Yakavetta, but I was told I can't show my ass on the show or inside the interview, so I wasn't allowed to. I turned it down. So instead, I was going to Andrew Christian, but then I went Christian Andrew instead. It seemed like he was a little snuggier around my sack.
That does.
Beyond your underwear, who dressed you tonight?
Oh, it definitely Kim dressed me for like the tie part. The rest was just a homeless guy down the street.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I pick up those vibes.
Like that guy.
Avant-garde. It is
It
an
is
old-fashioned
I
choice.
got breakfast with him the other day.
Yes, he knows his breakfast better than anybody else. He sits underneath the neon sign. He has this great bottle of Jack Daniels. I did sneak a little bit of that from him as well. He gave it to me for good luck. But he has this great this sweatshirt physique that he said I would look good in. So I wanted to follow his advice because I liked his style.
Definitely accentuating the curves. Paul.
Yeah. What was your workout regimen to get ready for such an eventful night like tonight? You know,
Well,
what were you eating? How did you have to work out? What was the moustache routine for such an evening?
Well, the mustache is something you gotta get. It's a thing you gotta dirty and then clean because you can't keep clean the entire time. I had a big pizza. I got it all greased up for us. I thought it'd be good, nice and shiny. The grease actually makes it nice and vital. I gotta tell you that. For one thing you don't understand about the pizza, this is a pizza stash. It makes it so much more shinier, so much more inviting. And when you kiss it, you get extra taste. It's good.
This is an authentic New York man.
Absolutely.
Yes, right now. Now, I am getting word from another authentic New York man hitting us up right now. Our man on the street, Mr. Deke on the Beat, the Sorry Jets fan of the What the Show podcast. Deacon, what's it look like on the street here?
Well, I still haven't found a red carpet, and I've looked around, and no, there's no red carpet. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep looking. If you guys see anybody, maybe you should let them in. But yeah, maybe I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
I think that was riveting intel from Mike Deacon, but I do believe I spot another star. Could it be? Is that Danny right down the carpet there?
Miss Danny Joy.
Oh my God!
Hello.
Danny Joy, how are you doing tonight?
What an honor.
Hello. I am doing well.
What
Thank
an
you so
honor
much
to have you here tonight.
Privilege.
Juice, I know you wanted to ask Danny some hard-hitting questions about how she emotionally prepared this evening for this interview.
Yes. So, many people like to look in the mirror and pump themselves up. Is there anything that you did to get yourself ready, psyched up, maybe a few shots of whiskey? What did you do to get ready for this beautiful night?
Yes. So thank you for asking that, the Juice. I really appreciate that question. And to give a little insider info, Paul and I do have a very special ritual that we do with Kelsey, our other correspondent on Chill to Action, where we all sit in a circle on our cameras online and take 5 shots of whiskey before we start every single stream.
That's a bold strategy, and I respect that. And what do you think, Danny, about the humanitarian crisis that is going on in this world, and how does weighing something like that help you prepare for such an important interview tonight?
Yeah, there's a lot of information going on out there, and whether you choose to believe some of it or not, it's kind of nuts. So being able to watch some people interview on the television and royally mess up some lines has made it easy for me to learn how to be that much better when conducting an interview on web.
Fantastic. PLD, now that we've gotten to hear some of Danny's great deep insights, I'd like to introduce our Manny Cam. And if you'd just like to zoom on in on those nails and let us see those Mannies, we'd really love. Oh my God. Look at that. That's
like that's an Archie Bunker original, isn't it?
That's the Archie Bunker style right there. That's the one.
That is impeccable. And I think, Juice, did you see? I think it's everyone's favorite Harley Quinn fangirl. She's right down the way. If you'd like to pull Miss Kelsey Kirkland on over and join us here on this red carpet today. Oh my God.
Man.
What a delight.
All right.
And it's just so happy. We are just, the second annual Christian Harloff interview here, everyone. Again, we just want to remind everyone just tuning in, we are a mere hour away from it. And it is an honor, Kelsey, that you could stop and talk to us here on the red carpet before you make your way on into that theater. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I am super excited for this evening. Been looking forward to it for a very long time. And I think it's a great way to start the evening, getting to have a nice conversation with you guys.
Oh, thank you. And I want to hear more about your process. We got to hear about these 5 shots. Is there any particular whiskey that you enjoy indulging in your ritual that we spoke about here?
I do rotate. I like to keep the flavors fresh and kind of mix around. But right now I'm currently in a Jack Daniel's phase. So that's kind of what I've been sticking to the last few interviews we have done.
Great guy.
Always a classic. AJ, you've been seeing some fashions down on the carpet tonight while we've been talking to our lovely guests. Is there anyone that's been a standout for you this evening?
I mean, first of all, Danielle, if you could tell us who did your hair tonight? It is absolutely ravishing.
I think we having a little technical difficulties, and we've lost the feed.
Hello.
There we go. She's back. Ladies and gentlemen.
It is out of the shower couture. I really appreciate it. I am my own hairdresser. I did this myself.
I believe that you are probably the most accomplished stylist working this red carpet today. Now, other people I've noticed, Tom Dagnino probably wearing the most fashionable light blue crop top that I've seen on a red carpet. The J-Lo green dress over, just a wonderful throwback, and really in character for his personal style. I am getting more word actually from our Deke on the beat with our man on the street. Deacon, have we found a carpet of any? No? Okay.
There appears to be a shower head behind me, and all I see is tile. It's just tile. There's no red carpet. I really don't know what to do. You gave me bad instructions. I thought this was a red carpet event, and I can't find it.
Did you use GPS?
No.
No? Okay. We will get right back to you, sir. If you could just... Are you on a smart device right now?
I am a smart device.
Okay. So there's this thing called GPS. If you can find red carpet, just type red carpet into your GPS. We're going to see what happens and get right back to us, okay?
Otherwise, look for
Jake. I'll message Jake. Jake can help.
Jake can probably help you. Jake, yeah.
Otherwise, look for Tom Dagnino in that crop top. He should be able to point you in the right direction.
That's like a beacon. That's like the North Star, that crop top, I tell you. Well, I think we're spotting some more stars here on the red carpet. Could that be Alex Mack herself rocking an absolutely delightful suit, which I think might have pockets? There she is. She's ready to party.
She's getting it.
Now, Alex, we've discussed this in the past on other red carpets. Your thoughts on pockets. Very strong opinions. Would you like to share those with us here this evening?
Sorry, who are you?
Bethany from What the Show. We're live here on the red carpet.
Bethany. Bethany. What are you? I've never heard that name before. So cool.
I'm kind of a big deal in the red carpet circuit here with my co-host The Juice and our fashion correspondent AJ. Suck it, Billy Porter. You ain't got nothing on AJ. I'm just kidding.
He can really be it. Yeah. So. I totally agree. We're taking sides here, absolutely. I'm wearing something very much that's very pink, that has pockets. I got shoju.
You're ready for a good time. I can definitely see that. Now, we've been asking PLD all the hard-hitting questions about his workout regimen, his Moustache regimen. And we really just wanted to know what your thoughts on, we've been talking fashion, and we just wanted to know your thoughts on the fashion industry and how sometimes, fast fashion can actually be really detrimental to the well-being of humanity. Thoughts?
Well, it's actually funny you say that because recently I was actually in Madagascar visiting a factory, looking at how the environments have way these fast fashion clothing are really coming to be, and the process of getting it from point A to point B to point C to getting it to our front door, and not only the impact it has on our planet on an environmental way, but also the impact it has for not only our global and national economies, but also on a very small way for a lot of these smaller communities as well, where a lot of these factories are put them in these specific small communities where they have almost no other opportunities to get other jobs, and therefore producing fast fashion or somehow being involved in that impact is necessary to the evolution of these small communities.
Definitely. It's all about the children. Yes, I love
it.
Now, have you heard about the upcoming Bravo show, Project Runaway?
Yes.
Now we know Project Runway. Project Runaway will be the fashion design show sponsoring those children, where they get to compete in fashion design and production for hopes at a green card. It's really been widely reviewed. I will not say positively, but it has been reviewed.
It has been reviewed. Yes, it's on our sister network, Bravo. And we wish them nothing but the best.
Bravo still has ideas in 2021.
They do. Here we are, 2021. They're doing it.
We
are, of course, just a mere, about hour and 10 minutes away. Again, right behind me in this theater, we will be conducting that interview. And again, we really appreciate you taking the time to answer our hard-hitting questions here on this red carpet. And
we have our first costume change of the night. Now, Mr. PLD, we have a change in look here. Who is dressing you?
Now he's ready.
Who dressed you tonight with this look?
Well, now I'm wearing Harris. I've been noticed in the movie Trivia Schmodown, I've been stumping for the Ed Harris slice, and so it's a really worthy cause, the most worthy of the cause. Fuck those kids, fuck those hungry people. It's all about getting Ed Harris on the movie Trivia Schmodown.
Paul,
how brave, how bold.
What we need in Schmodown right now is another slice dedicated to an underappreciated middle-aged white man.
Exactly.
You're right. I totally think you're right. Because we don't have enough women, we don't have enough people of color, and we don't have especially more women of color, having their own slice. So you know what? Let's give it to these.
Speaking of white men,
that middle-aged white guy. The middle-aged white guy is the man here in this time, and so you got to represent him well.
I think speaking of people who like eating beans, I think someone has finally found his way to the red carpet. He's made it. He's made it to the red carpet, everybody. I think he may have used Roxy's GPS.
The man himself.
All red carpet antics aside, we do appreciate you all coming and joining us here this evening. And we decided we would have cheers, a little chill to what the show tonight. And since the commish, Mr. Harloff himself, decided to he threw a little unexpected curveball. We decided to roll with it and have a little fun with everyone this evening and do a little red carpet. And we will still be jumping to AJ for fashion correspondence because obviously he's a fashion expert. And we will still be doing a countdown to that theater right behind us. But now we can kind of just enjoy the rest of our time that we have here together.
Before we transition to our next one, I do just need to mention the fashion accessory of the season is Twisted Tea. Twisted Tea, this machine destroys fascists. Cheers.
Noble.
I wish I had one.
Pocket is not big enough for the Twisted Teas.
Yeah, I will be, because I'm a basic white girl, drinking my Malibu pineapple, as I do most nights that we film this. But it's very exciting to have a fun Sunday kind of chill show. And it was also very fun to get to dress up and hang out with all you fine, lovely people. Which obviously we will continue to do. And again, we're still counting down to the second annual Christian Harloff interview in just about an hour.
70 minutes.
In a mere 70 minutes.
Thank you. I haven't gotten this dressed up in about 2 years.
So while we're kind of transitioning into the regular show, we'd like to remind everybody we do have a Streamlabs, and we always do our Streamlabs for charity. This month we are donating to the Karen Volpe Legacy Fund. So definitely hit that up. AJ, if you want to go ahead and throw that in the chat, that would be wonderful.
Absolutely. Also, the link to donate directly to the Karen Volpe Legacy Fund is in the description. But I will have that link going
And
for
also,
us.
If at any point Jake Yakavetta does come on the stream tonight, and I do see him in the comments, my question to you would be, sir, and what are you drinking tonight? Which I think we all do know the answer to already, but still a valid question. What
And
are
we
you wearing?
definitely have to ask him what brand his shirt is. Just
When's the last time you washed that Panthers hat?
Yeah, you know what I just realized? Like low key, Kelsey, Danny, and I were all like low key matching. We're color coordinated between like the blush tone pinks
and blacks,
and then the black.
And the blacks.
That is just how simpatico you all are. And then PLD just rocking some hair. But he did put on a tie. The next time we see everyone this dressed up, we'll probably be at our wedding. So that's kind of exciting. That's something to look forward
I'm actually wearing the same outfit, probably.
I actually requested. I requested you wear the Ed Harris shirt, please. I would expect nothing less, PLD. Nothing less.
Yeah. Well, for an argument for Paul is wearing a pink tie, so he is kind of tying in with the rest of the crew.
He's with the crew.
I just want to see all of the uncles that'll be coming up to you. That's an awesome shirt, man.
That's what I'm doing it for. Networking with the uncles.
Our wedding trophy.
Is that the dude from Truman Show?
From the rock, see? Seriously. The uncle is where it's at, though. The uncles give you the free drinks. The uncles know the best place to get the calzones. They know the best donuts. They know where it's at. They know where the food is.
That is very true. The uncles do kind of know what's up. I'm not going to lie.
So we can definitely say, I wanted to bring this up since we have all of you on, what the show is a direct result of the shirt I'm wearing, the last General Standing. That was actually the very first time AJ and I were on a stream together, and we found out we were going to be similar numbers and had a chance to actually be on the show together. We kind of got together and worked a few things out ahead of time and realized how much fun we had on screen together. And indirectly, that's the reason what the show even exists. So we got to thank you for that.
Wow, I did not know that, actually. That's awesome, man. That's cool.
We also milked that champagne gag at least 3 or 4 more times.
Well, it's pretty much the only thing they got going for him. So we got
pretty much.
When it works, you do as much as you can. That's what we do.
We've been calling Ben Bateman a traitor for years now.
Well out of style at this point. We're still doubling down or tripling down on it at this point.
I'll be sad a little bit when one day that shtick ends, because inevitably he won't be a traitor anymore.
But that'll be a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. I won't be sad because it'll mean good things for us. But.
Well, when he did let out that familiar laugh at Spectacular, it was kind of the beginning of the end. I think potentially we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I think the end is nigh for sure on the traitor thing.
Could be. We'll have to see how that happens.
So we'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah.
Are you guys having any particular theme for the wedding?
Yes, I actually fun fact for everyone chatting with us tonight and fun people in the comments. We just were on a chat with our officiant, who's a dear family friend of ours. And we were talking to her a little bit about our wedding. But the theme of it, so of course we're getting married on 4-3-2-1. And we should blast off. And we're big Star Wars nerds. So it's kind of galaxy with subtle Star Wars hints. So it's not going to be like a super in-your-face Star Wars wedding, but there will definitely be a lot of Star Wars elements. And the overall theme of it is kind of galaxy and celestial, stars, kind of that whole shtick. So the color range and everything. So yeah, there'll definitely be a lot of fun little Star Wars nuggets. For everyone, while we have you all on the show, this is first it was red carpet and now it's just turning into our wedding. This is what we do. We get off track real quick. Well, we have her on the show. Fun fact, the table numbers, because we figured out we'll probably have about 10 tables. We're doing the 9 episodes and then one other, like a Star Wars story one. So you all can start bidding for what you want your Star Wars.
What table do you want to be at?
Movie to be, because we were thinking Revenge of the Sith, because we know PLD is a fan, but it's not all about him. So if you ladies want to throw a bone into this fight, feel free.
I don't know. I kind of like Revenge of the Sith too.
I kind of do too. I think
If you like Revenge of the Sith, that could be your table. I'm just saying. Yes, Jake. It is the Action Army table. Is I think going to be probably.
There's gonna be
my
two.
favorite. Yeah, there might
We
be
can't
two.
fit you
We
all.
actually have a lot of people coming.
I gotta know, are you assigning in the seats or anything different, not so much jobs? Are you assigning this person is going to be a Jedi, this person's a Sith Lord, this person's like this person's a bounty hunter or whatever it might be? Because I guess I saw that on Pinterest where it was like, every place card had every place card had like they were assigned like a different group.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely a possibility. Like each table could have like a Sith Lord, a Jedi, a bounty hunter. There's options.
And if you're a Sith
People
Lord,
ask me, I tell
go to the
them,
buffet.
I'll tell them a fucking Ravenclaw. I don't care.
Okay,
Sounds about right.
Know that Kelsey, I refuse to believe that, Kelsey, that you're a Sith Lord. I'm sorry. I can't believe it under any circumstances.
I feel like Kelsey is the only person who I look at and I go, she's for sure a Hufflepuff, but she's also a Sith Lord. And that's a very rare thing. Like that's not something I would ever correlate. But I'm like, yeah, no, that tracks. Both of those things track for her for some reason.
But it's actually funny you did it because apparently the best combination of character, the best friends in Hogwarts, best combination of friends in Hogwarts is actually Slytherin and Hufflepuff. Apparently they're besties together.
That's what's getting married here. And I think they were pretty good friends.
They both value a lot of the same things.
Which one of you is Slytherin?
I mean, Hufflepuffs are very, loyal, friendly people. So I think they'd be the type of person who would find good in anyone, including Slytherins. Quick roll call. What is everyone's house? I assigned Kelsey one, but I don't actually know her house.
Slytherin.
I should have.
I think they all know.
I'm telling you think you're a Slytherin, but you are really a Hufflepuff.
I am also a Slytherin.
Also a Slytherin. See, Danny, that does, and not, because again, I actually think Slytherin's a very good house because I'm a Hufflepuff, so I love everyone. But I actually think that does track. And for the good qualities of Slytherins, not the don't want to fight in the Battle of Hogwarts quality of Slytherin.
When I tested it, I got Gryffindor. Kim says I'm a Hufflepuff though, so I don't know which way.
I can see PLD being a Gryffindor.
I 100% think that you're a Gryffindor.
Yeah, I
enjoy attention way too much.
I'll take the test right now. It's long.
Yeah,
it's
long.
They are.
Okay, never mind.
I don't know if we're gonna have time on this screen, but I like
your very down to fight if needed.
I am Team Edward.
Well, yeah. So I'm also Team Edward.
You're a Hufflepuff.
Probably.
Because
what are you
actually in the film? Obviously, Slytherin. Jesus.
Yeah, I should have guessed that as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We all tested it. We got the same thing.
Test together. All answered differently.
We got different questions. Had different answers. And we didn't influence each other to make decisions.
Do y'all remember your Patronuses?
Field mouse.
Mine was an elephant.
I took mine so long ago, I forget what it is.
I remember.
Society. That's a good Patronus. I like that.
It was a dragon. I can't remember that.
Mine was a Marlboro from Final Fantasy. I can do this all
I don't know
day.
if I've ever taken a Patronus test, honestly.
A dragon or a jack?
There is a website.
I can't remember.
I should take one. I want to know now.
Mine's Will Ferrell.
That's not.
Yeah, that tracks.
Exactly.
I like it.
That does track. Yeah.
Mostly Will Ferrell getting out of the car on fire in Talladega Nights. That's the spirit animal right there.
Juice, I just want you to know that you are not Hogwarts janitorial staff. You're better than that.
As it turns out, my Patronus was an eagle.
Nice.
I am Ryan Gosling in La La Land.
That's your Patronus. I see that. That tracks for you for sure.
Ooh, you do not want to be that guy. You do not.
Well, when he's
mine
playing,
is
when he's playing guitar at the summer party. That's about it.
mine is Ryan Gosling in the band Dead Man's Bones. My Halloween favorite every year. Anybody ever know this or?
No.
I
Oh,
have.
Ryan-
I actually put it on a Halloween playlist that I did with the crew over at PJ Campbell Network. So if you go back and watch that show, I put Dead Man's Bones.
So good.
I didn't know of this.
I can't
my
think it's not
Patronus
coming to my head right now to sing it.
is Ryan Gosling and the Mickey Mouse Club. That's the Ryan Gosling that I like feel, connected with the most, I think.
And Paul's is Ryan Gosling in Remember the Titans because he is a liability at running back.
Wow, that's where we're going. Okay, fair enough.
That's a little harsh.
That was a little hard. I'd rather go with Ryan Gosling from Blade Runner 2049, but I mean,
Okay.
that's fine.
I also feel like there's been a lot seeing Jake talking about the show last night. There has been a lot of like C2A what the show crossover this week.
It's funny how
It's a theme.
Jake crashes every stream but doesn't want to crash tonight. He's been on like almost every episode.
Of all the episodes, Jake,
Paul's
this is
here.
the one that would be most appropriate.
NPLD.
It's because of
He
Paul.
did really help explain Bean Dad to us last week, so I just want to salute to you, Jake, on that.
You haven't
Bean
seen,
Dad came out of nowhere. It just came and went. What a nice little, I have no time for this type of situation.
Bean Dad got a little overshadowed a couple of days later. Is what happened to Bean.
we did our stream,
Who else likes beans?
and the next day it was just like, all right, well, our goofy fun stream is completely forgotten because of the nonsense. But okay.
We did our 2021 in review just a little too early. There was
No, we did it at the right time.
The-
We actually did it at the exact right time.
We are going to have
It
the
was
only
5 days
2021
in.
in
Everything
review.
was glorious.
Yeah.
Kanye was getting divorced. It was simpler times.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
10
We
days
did the
in,
only
so
one that
it's a
did
little more
not mention
complicated.
any of that. So
Yeah.
Jake, I call bullshit on that. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I also am gonna challenge that one.
Challenge.
no. Jake, work on it. I believe in you.
You're just not trying hard enough, Jake.
Get
Don't be
there.
You're an underachiever.
If you can dream it, you can do it.
Harlow
Realize
talked
your
a little
goal.
bit about challenges going forward. There's a new rule sort of that's going to be implemented with challenges. So just plugging Chill to Action that will be after this.
Right after this,
Start in
which we
52
have
minutes.
in 52 minutes in the theater right behind us. And by the theater right behind us, I mean go to Call to Action's channel and
The
watch
next
these-
YouTube tab on your computer.
It's probably in
That
your
new-
suggested videos
and that
already.
new YouTube tab on your
If you're
computer.
here, you know who these people are. Let's face it. We are doing zero in the terms of promotion.
But also it's fun and we're having a good time.
Absolutely.
And that's all that matters at the end of the day.
So, like, let's go back to you guys all, the four of you with C2A. Like, how did all four of you start with C2A?
Oh boy, Danny, you're the one to start this. whole
Daniel's
thing.
gonna start.
Yeah.
She's the old woman here, as far as
Yeah, I am the old woman in this group of youngins over here. We started Call to Action a couple of years ago in 2018. It was about 7 of us that started. It would take too long to name everyone, but it's myself and Danny and Nat that are still a part of the crew now that helped start it back then. And we've brought people on to help the channel grow and make it better and get voices on, and that's why Alex and Kelsey and Paul came in towards the end of the first year. You all were still a part of the channel by the time we had our year anniversary, right?
I joined mid 2019.
Okay, just right after that. Right after that, then.
Before Kelsey.
Yeah, so when Paul and Alex joined, it had to have been like right where we started our year anniversary. And before then, it was a super rough rough and tumble in the woods type of podcasting. We weren't streaming live at all. It wasn't anything that we were doing. We were never on camera. We would make it as a podcast. We would record it, but none of us would be on screen. This is when Google Hangouts was still a thing.
Right.
This is how long we've been doing it. So weird to think about how long we've been doing it. Now that I'm talking about it, it's nuts. So we would do Google Hangouts, and it's been a crazy ride to see like where streaming has come. And then with 2020 being the way that it was, and then everybody starting to stream, it just kind of helped enhance our game as well. Like, it's so crazy to think like how far this channel has grown. So, and adding these people was just like a fucking cherry on the top.
You know, I've told this story before, but one of my favorite memories was the first day that we went live because it was an absolute accident. We were doing our normal thing, recording podcasts, and all of a sudden,
we would do late at night.
We did late at night, and then a Natty Daddy, for some reason, accidentally, instead of hitting record, like go live or whatever it was, and we did like at least 45 minutes of the show. I had no idea we were live until I got a text from, I think it was either Bateman or Guy, who said, "Check. Do you guys ever check the live chat?"
Do you guys check the chat?
I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? I literally ignored it at first. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'll talk to him later. And he kept saying stuff. I'm like, check the live. He started saying about something we're doing. I'm like, how is he seeing what I'm doing? And I'm like,
we had no.
Oh, we're live.
That is fantastic.
So we got it. I think there's a clip of that somewhere. We got to get that clip.
I have to find it,
Yeah, I know it's somewhere. It's a video. It's the title of the video is talking about Video Drew, and I don't think that there's a thumbnail for it, but it's myself, Jarvie, and Nat, and Paul comes in, and Billy, I think, is on it as well.
I'll check and find it if I look.
Good times.
I do feel like this is something kind of interesting, because I feel like obviously like all of you interview people all the time and talk about like, you know, how'd you get and like this is something I feel like we don't get to talk about enough with you guys, which is like, yeah, how did all of like what is your like journey? How did you all start? And then, you know, from the little podcast that could to winning awards.
Oh my gosh. I always forget which way to lean for it.
To be the reigning defending champions, at least for another couple of days at this point.
We are, yeah. For the next few days, we are still defending champions. But really, truly, it has been nuts to see how much we've grown. Like Alex doing Schmobates has been phenomenal, because it was when we decided before that we were only going to be creating Schmodown content on our channel. That was like a rule that we were sticking with at that point in time, just Schmodown content. It challenged us to all figure out some sort of creative way to talk about the Schmodown. And Alex doing Schmobates is almost like a groundbreaker, because now there's plenty of other shows that we see that have these sort of creative takes on the Schmodown, whether it's doing little quizzes on their own shows or just having like small little games that they play for the community. So it's been really great having like great minds with the crew. So working with a lot of people can get really hectic. Sometimes we have a big crew, like most we've ever had at one point, I think is like 12 people. And now we're down to 10. All right. So, I don't mean that in a celebratory way, like losing people. It's never fun
good.
when you lose a team member. It's been rough and it's been hard, but I mean that in a joking way. The crew knows that. Came out really wrong. I'm super sorry. I've been putting my phone in my mouth.
As long as we're not naming names, we're good.
Is this how I found out I'm fired? Is that what's happening here?
I'm not going to come and just like take you off screen.
Oh my gosh.
I'll also say
I do want to highlight Danny, everything that you've done. I also want to highlight another Danny Boy. You know, he's actually the one that actually brought Kelsey and I on. He literally just made a post to like the Action Army fan page.
He's in the
on
chat.
Facebook. And he was just like, Danny Costa, and he literally said, "Hey, we're looking for some ladies to be part of this Action Army based podcast." And I was like, well, hey. And I was like, and at that point I was watching Schmodown for a year, but I just started getting into some of the Facebook groups and stuff. And so yeah, it just kind of evolves. So, I mean, the reason why literally I'm here, and I know Danny also brought Kelsey in, it's because literally Danny, he brought us on. And
Paul brought me on.
Good. Paul brought you
Yeah.
on?
Paul brought
Who am I thinking of?
Well,
'Cause I
lots
know
of
Danny,
us
he
call
brought me on.
Anthony.
That started actually. The funny
Well,
thing about that
maybe.
with Kelsey was that it was, if I remember correctly, I want to say it was the Fellowship of the Ring watch along that we did, that Ben and Drew did on their channel, or whatever. And we're talking about the New York event coming up, and Kelsey was like, "I kind of want to go, but I don't know anybody." And I'm kind of like, "You go, your Action Army will take care of you. We'll take everything else." And Ben and Drew were like, "Yeah, just go. They'll find us." And she did, and we did, and then the rest was kind of history after that.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
Adopted a family. It's so nice.
It's kind of
Danny,
weird.
right,
Well,
Danny?
I really kind of the idea of the Action Army really evolved from Houston.
Yeah.
And this idea of, not only its interaction with Ben and Drew, obviously with that whole happening, but it was the whole thing. Suddenly Belford became the face of the Action
Belford,
Army.
yeah. The Belford.
He became like the fan. He became Chris's favorite for a minute. And even so, even when we all go to live events and things like that, which makes this past year very, very difficult for us, being like such an AA specific podcast, we are so focused on hanging out, being part of live events, that kind of direct interaction, and so that really makes it difficult not being away from each other.
It's a live event.
I miss everyone.
Yeah.
And it's so much bigger than I think a lot of people really realize that it is, because there are so many people that are a part of the community that we're all with together, and it's such a shame that we didn't get the opportunity to grow the Action Army the way that we could have this season, because even now, just in this digital age, the Action Army has grown. So imagine how much more it would have been if we would have been able to hang out at live events where we thrive as a community with each other. So it's been a bummer, but I'm still super proud of the community that, basically Ben and Drew started. Like it's the Schmodown. It's a very niche offset of the Schmodown community, and I think that this community is a good testament to how well the Schmodown creates these fan communities. Like there's
I haven't been to a live event. I had tried a couple times, but I didn't really interact with anybody online as a Schmodown fan. But I was somebody who did not like Team Action at first, and then I watched Action Movie Anatomy one time. I was like, "Oh, these guys are cool," and then I caught one live, and in the live chat, I started talking to Paul Denuzio, who ended up bringing me into the Patreon, fostered, basically brought me into this community in general. Anybody who just thinks I am the fucking worst, you have him to blame. Because I fell in love with the Schmodown community because of this guy right here.
We have a sort of similar story. The two of us were watching. We weren't in Houston. We were watching the Houston live event, and we had just been in Chicago. We were at Star Wars Celebration. We went to the Chicago event and had a blast. But we're watching Houston, and we're just like, "Oh my God, we should be there. We should be there." And at the end of the event, they announced Manhattan, and I just looked at Bethany. I'm like, "I think I got airline miles. Do you want to just buy the tickets now?" And we did. And very shortly before that event, I got a message from Paul because there was going to be a mailing from Action Industries, and our address, for whatever reason, showed up in Patreon wrong. So Paul messaged me. So I got to have a dialogue with Paul. And so he's like, "You got to find me in Manhattan." And I wound up finding Paul in Manhattan, and that led to us finding everybody else.
As they say, is history. I will say, for the last few months, because we've been really depressed, because we all, well, not everyone in this stream, but a good chunk of us in this stream were in Atlanta, and so that was the last live event, not just for us, but for the Schmodown. That was the last live event. And so the other day we were literally saying, we're like, I'm really excited for my wedding because it's going to be the first like live event. Like it's the first time I've seen the Action Army in a really long time.
It really is.
And it was like, I was like, obviously I'm excited for my wedding because it's my wedding, but I was like, I'm really excited. Like there's going to be an action house and like, I mean, we won't be staying in it obviously, but like, I'm excited for everyone else. Like, you know, like Juice and AJ, it's going to be their first action house. And I'm just like excited to see everyone.
And also FYI, like y'all, some of you know this, some of you don't. Juice and AJ and the two of us have never actually all been in the same room together, so that'll be the first time actually.
We're very excited.
Just wait. That changes the game.
Meeting matter kind of thing. I don't know. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Once Paul found out I was a female, it changed the game.
Oh my gosh, that was a thing inside of the group.
That was a thing. Everyone legit thought I was a man.
Yeah,
not only that,
good chunk of time.
Not only that,
Ben and Drew.
Still,
yes, and they would know, and they would
know. And I was like, no, just give me a heads up. No big deal. It's no big deal. But it was like the 10th time, and I was like, hey, guys, I've told you guys like several times now, and they like mentioned it like directly on an AMA, and I was like, okay, finally.
I just really want to know why everyone thought you were a man.
Because the pic, like whenever I be in the chat, my picture is very small, and my name is Alex. My name is literally just Alex. So it's my first name. It's literal my birth certificate. It's not Alexandria or Alexis or anything. And as a result, even growing up, especially in the way I interact in chats. I've been told I conduct myself very masculine because I'm very direct.
You're very assertive.
Oh,
which is the thing. The HR person in me is like, fuck you. You're telling me I'm not acting feminine enough in a letter? Anyway, off topic. But because I was so direct, in combination with my name, that's why everyone thought for way too long that I was a guy, and regardless of how many times I would try to correct them.
So I do think we know that both AJ and Juice are men. So we got that going already. I am so excited to meet them though. Yeah. As far as
nobody knows my name.
Ash.
Good.
Ash.
Yeah.
It's Ash.
You don't even know my name. I am the fucking Lizard King.
No.
Is the J stand for Jamal?
You know what? I gotta say, Alex, I don't know if I ever told you this, Alex, but after we found out you were a female, there was a legitimate at least 2 or 3 weeks where we thought you were like a high school girl.
Great.
And I don't know why.
Better.
I don't even know why.
High school girl.
This is.
I had interacting with her because I was kind of like, I don't want to interact with the high school.
This is a weird time of like internet culture also, because this was when we would just interact with each other in live chats, and like not even like the same way that it is now, because were the videos live or were they premieres? They were lives. No, they were lives, right?
For what? For
the old AMAs, yeah.
Yeah, the AMAs were live.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. It just feels so different. I just feel like that's so far away from now.
It's because 2020 took 5 years, Danny.
Yeah,
so, you know.
That's really what it is. My brain is just all.
We're coming up. Pretty soon it's going to be a 1-year anniversary of the last AMA.
I was on one of the last episodes of AMA. Still one of my proudest moments because it was only around for a couple months after that.
Can I say real quick about that also, by the way, just a funny moment for me is the other day, like yesterday, Richard Eric Jarvie texted me like an old school fist pump. Like, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're streaming live right now. You got to watch this clip. Like the old school way they used to do that. Like when you got to call your grandmother's funeral, I don't care what you're doing. You got to say what you're doing. Go to the DVD, put it on this point. And he did that. I hadn't done it in years, like a year and a half now. When he put it in, it was the Denzel Washington in Men on Fire, I'm going to kill them all speech or whatever. I was like,
that's a good one. That's a very good one.
I was like, that was good, Jarvie. That was good. I like that.
By the way, speaking of people who like beans and
segue.
Also wear sunglasses on camera. We do have to bring somebody in, somebody that I've had a couple conversations with online, but haven't actually had a conversation camera to camera with. This guy. Somebody said this fucking guy the link.
The one, the only, the other wit.
I heard there was a party.
We're having a party.
Without me.
You're
Well,
interrupting the party, my dude. What are you doing here?
Technically, a red carpet event.
Interrupting a red carpet event.
Do you have a press badge,
always
sir?
at what?
Yeah,
What? A pass?
We're gonna have to
a
get
pass?
security on.
Security?
Where's Yakavetta?
I'm fine where I'm at.
Yeah, Yakavetta, you can come in now. That's a
We
Nice.
security.
we filled the Jake quota for what the show.
Yeah, someone is crashing the stream.
This will
For-
actually not be the first time that Jake's crashed the show.
I just wanted to come in and say this one thing. Ask this one question. Do I have your attention now? Do I have your attention now?
I'd say so.
I've put my name out there. I've been looking around. Well, now I expect to be looked for.
I like that. I like the moxie.
Well, security might be looking for you. If
Yakavetta
nothing
might
else.
be too.
You
better
are
hide your
on
Bud Light.
some lists.
I
I don't know if that's what you want to be a part of.
You have
AJ, I still want you to write. AJ, I still want you to write my promos. Dude,
Okay, so the list
on the-
involves people who are not invited into a Chuck E. Cheese without a child. That's basically the list you're on right now.
You sure you want AJ writing your promos? This dude has watched Southland Tales way too many times.
And he has one
Very good
shtick,
point.
which is a champagne gag.
That's that. Yeah, these are both facts.
And people still don't know who he is.
Yeah, and no one can ever remember who he is.
Nobody ever remembers his name. So.
Anonymity is my ally.
That's true. That is
That's a very good point. Juice, I want you to stick with me. That's all I want. But I gotta say this, Justin. Justin,
I'm
you
here.
didn't even dress this nice for my own wedding. What
That's
is
true.
I had
That's
to
true.
buy your suit and put it on you.
Well, I had to self-invite myself into the
Wait,
wedding
you
party.
put it
so
on him?
There was
Is
that.
there video of this? Can Kelsey and I
Oh.
watch?
No.
Did you put it on and did you take
you
it
have
off?
to bring Kelsey into it.
Awkward.
we
You
hired
deserve
If
that.
anybody's gonna want to watch this, it's Kelsey and I. We're probably gonna do a
lined up
reaction video later.
for this thing.
No, Paul, we got that homeless guy to help dress everyone at that wedding.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was your best bet. I mean, he knows.
Yeah,
Can you hire him for ours? Does anyone?
Man, those white
have a budget?
He'll do it. He'll
What, you
do
can
anything.
buttons in one hand. Wow.
Oh yeah. All right.
He'll
I'm down
do
with
it
it.
for a half slice
Right.
of pizza and a shot.
You know what? I just realized I'm in control of the stream. Beat it, loser.
Oh my god.
Guy,
AJ.
come on.
Assertive AJ.
Well, security
Come on.
found him and
I'm
kicked
still
him off the
figuring
red
out how to
carpet.
do all this stuff.
The other wit. Pleasure, sir. We look forward to hopefully seeing you compete in a schmodown near you.
Yes, it will be
Wait.
happening.
But for tonight, we just
Roxy
witnessed the
Fashion.
wit end.
Call him
I-
here.
I hate to say this, but I agree with Alex on this.
I'm just calling it here. I mean, honestly, I feel like he would be a shoe-in for her faction. I feel like it would work.
They fit in well together, honestly. I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
where
think- I
would you put
really
him?
think so.
I
I
agree.
Can
really
he
do.
pick sexy numbers?
I think he could.
I think
Picked me.
yeah.
It's not too early. I can't ask now. Are you in the chat still? Can you pick
It's like
sexy numbers?
No
These are
one
the hard
If
can
you
hitting
can tell
numbers
me
I
your
would hear
top
about
3
the show red
sexy
carpet.
numbers, we will clip this out for Roxy.
Well,
Yes,
you know.
I did. While he's answering that, I did want to tell my little action army sob story
Nice.
as well. So I always self-identified as an action army member, despite having no interaction, not like in any like fan community, but like I love team action. The match dropped. You know, the match literally dropped while I was at a concert for my college band.
Okay.
I snuck under the bleachers, like the bandstand. As you're playing, I was a percussionist. I didn't play that song, and pulled up my phone. Was sitting in the back watching the Night Sisters team action match, going, "These guys are awesome!" As the whole like band performance is going on, I'm like, "Oh, pause it! I gotta go play my little part," and then went back, finished the match. It was awesome. So I've been a massive fan of team action, obviously, but it was, and I have to give an absolute ton of credit. I knew of Action Army, I knew Call to Action, and especially once there was more like SEN was more of like people typing in things you'd hear. Paul Denuzio donated, Jake Yacovetta donated, so those names got a lot more familiar. And then Christian kept talking about schmo baits, movie fights, and I'm like, this sounds like a great show. I gotta check this out. Binged all of schmo baits in like a week, and then I was going through Twitter one day, and they're like, any Finstock Exchange members want to compete in a Finstock Exchange themed schmo bait? And I'm like, yes. So I think Alex got me on. It was awesome. And then also being part of the Gucci verse, that helped me. That's when I first met Paul and everyone. So there are lots of.
The thing is, I remember when I sent out that tweet, you responded really quick. But you sent, when I asked you for pictures that we could use for the thumbnail, you sent me like 30 pictures.
And they were all
like
amazing.
And I said, I was like, literally, I was like, you want a guitar, no big deal. And you sent me like, like in all the different poses, like, there was like one where you had it like behind you, like playing.
That is the most precious thing.
I
love that.
It was the best. And I literally, like, when I talked to everyone on C2A chat, I was like, oh my gosh, he's like already my favorite. He sent us like 30 flippin' pictures and they're all gold.
When I saw that thumbnail, I was like, what the hell is this?
That's when we all fell in love with the juice.
Cover when you got airtime on SEN when they played your Keytar cover for the Flirt and Flask thing. That's where I was just like, I need to know this man. And eventually I did. And that is one of my points of pride, right?
Eventually I did. And then I hosted a podcast.
Well, so this is also like Juice was our first guest on What the Show, if you guys did it. So we did our pilot episode, we're like, all right, who can we get? So we messaged, like, oh, let's see if Juice would want to do it. We messaged him, and like an episode later, we're like, what the fuck is wrong with us? He needs to be a host. So.
And then I was their second guest, and I'm still here permanently because I live in his house. But I was like, if you're going to keep me up on this podcast, I'm going to go ahead and jump in it to form some structure. And here we are. The crew was set. That's our humble.
When our second or third episode went like 6 hours long, we're like, all right,
yeah.
We should probably.
I will say.
We don't know anything about that kind of thing.
Remember when Alex didn't think she would need like a pee break during last general standing, and then it lasted 5 hours?
When Jake said it was going to last an hour and a half, and
I was like, I'm really concerned for Alex's bladder right now.
I didn't think it would be an issue. My thought process, okay, like 3 hours max, but Paul just had to keep flipping, winning, and because honestly, but I was doing the math, Paul, and I remember doing the math for it, and I'm like, if he actually had lost, that means that we would actually have moved it a lot. It would actually been. The whole thing would have been cut short by like 40 or 50 minutes.
Right.
Because hypothetically, if you would have been, depending on where you dropped out, of course, but hypothetically, let's say if you lasted only like 2 or 3 rounds. Okay, cool.
Which was the plan.
Yeah.
Which was the plan.
Boy, was it.
I was supposed to drop into the stuff with Data to be the backstage person.
You're supposed to look like the
original number.
Thing is, but as a result, not as many people were being added to the round as predicted.
Right.
And so it was like suddenly, instead of having like 2 or 3 people like being added each round, no, only 1 at a flipping time, Paul.
Yep.
Daddy got yelled at me afterwards about that. I had to take care of the whole backstage room myself.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The whole plan was for me to do it just a little bit, and then Paul was going to come in and help me conduct that room, and it was a nightmare. And then Kelsey came in and started helping me out a little bit with it because it was just like, whoop.
I have to say, though, I cannot wait to host another one this time around. And I'm not going to plan for you. No, I'm not allowing you to host. No, absolutely. You have to be. No, it's
He's got to be number 1.
You got to
go number 1 next year.
You're going to poll kids. I'm going to make you I'm going to make you the first competitor. We're going to see how it goes.
You have to stand the entire time.
I'm no bit beyond that. I can't stand that long. My God.
Yeah, not for a 5-hour stream. Do we expect you to stand for that?
Now I can point out something like it would have went quicker if AJ had known that there were 4 Evil Deads instead of 5, because then he would have eliminated me with him, but he screwed up. So that left me in for a round, and I admit, how the hell did that happen?
Oh,
that was the 4th question. The 5th question, I didn't even think about because I wanted you to go on to the round because we had that champagne popping moment. If we were both gone after that, then
what a true friend, AJ. What a real true friend.
It's all about it's all about being for the shtick there. You know what I mean? You gotta commit to the bit.
Absolutely. That is basically.
And boy, can he commit.
When you answered Keanu Reeves before she was done even answering the question, that was one of the highlights of that whole stream for me, where you just flipped your board around and she's not even done asking the question.
that was a good, unintentional comical moment. I did enjoy it. But yeah, I just felt it was a very good show. I can't wait to definitely watch one again, participate in one again, whatever the case may be. But I was just, I got like a brief glimpse of like Danny in the behind the scene rooms when I was waiting. And the entire show I was watching, I was just like, man, PLD's still in it. Danny's just chilling, having to math out when people, and I was just so worried about her. And then I talked to Danny about how she was like, yeah, Alex said she didn't think she needed a bathroom break. And I'm like, she gonna need a bathroon break?
I didn't think it would be that long. And Lucas helped prep me for it because I had at that point 3 Red Bulls in, and I didn't end up going to sleep until like 4 or 5 because I was like buzzed from it. And just being on screen for that long period of time, you kind of have it in you that you have to be on the entire time. Mm-hmm. And it was just like and I was like, okay. And I kind of look back and I'm like, Alex, calm the fuck down. Jesus. Like, calm down. Everyone thinks you're like crazy right now because it's like so clearly like it looks like I'm on drugs. I wasn't on drugs. So it was all was a Red Bull and adrenaline. And like I had several people be like, hey, were you on anything? And I was like, no.
I was just really feeling it, y'all. I was just really, really pumped.
It's what happens. It's just what happens when you're like on screen and you have to like get in the mode of doing it like that. So.
Well, you remember how long the after hours chat went too. I mean, all of us were wired after that.
You guys were. I was on for like 5 minutes and I was like, I'm done. I was like, thank you so much for hanging out, but I'm like, I need to go.
Like, bye.
I was on for a while. I did pee. I did definitely pee after that and then went back on.
I would actually love to do an IG version of that for Last Journal Standing. I would love to do that. And yes, there would be a Star Wars category, Paul.
Ooh.
I will actually rewatch the entire franchise just for you to write questions.
Oh man!
Wow, that's actually very tempting. That's very, very tempting.
I mean, I'd be more tempted to play an IG one.
I would totally be. I would love for you to play. Kelsey.
I don't think I'm more terrified of IG. I think. Let's get deep.
I know, Danny. I know you are much more. You're definitely becoming more and more Star Wars gal, Star Wars fan. Obviously,
the whole Star Wars
doing the book club and everything. But like, if you wanted to participate, I'm totally game. Just put it out there.
Star Wars one.
I like intergeekdom. I can tip my hat.
I feel like I like them.
I've seen a Harry Potter.
At answering questions about them.
I can easily make this happen. Just putting this out there. I already literally have like 5,000 questions on hand for IG.
Alex already has the whole schedule set up.
Can I just say that as someone who is now currently working on writing questions for our theme park episode.
While we're
okay. Quick plug for our theme park episode.
That's 2 episodes away. I'll plug them both. We'll plug both of our next episodes. Kelsey is actually going to be part of the first one, and we are going to be looking for a couple of other volunteers. So anybody who's listening right now, you might want to hit us up. On the 19th, we are going to be doing a What the Show Fantasy Schmodown League draft.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing it live on air, and it's going to be 10 people. Right this minute, I believe we have 7 people, so we have 3 spots open.
When is it?
We're going to be doing a Fantasy Schmodown League.
When? Yeah, when?
It's a Tuesday.
Tuesday the 19th. PLD,
I
if
can
need
do
be,
it.
if you
Paul,
could be in the
I'll draft
chat,
for
we can
you.
make that happen.
I can
Okay.
do it if you guys have an opening. I would love to do it.
We've got an Alex, and we have a PLD on auto draft.
Hey, I won $150 at an auto draft league
When
this
he
year.
auto drafts, it's when it works out well. For him.
Send us your top 15 favorite competitors, and we'll.
All right. So we got that, which is super fun. But the week after, I think this one's even better. On the 26th, we're going to be doing another What the Showdown. However, this time it's going to be theme park trivia. It's going to be Abby Friel versus Maxwell Haddad versus PJ Campbell.
Wow.
We're turning the tables, and we'll be.
The writers are the competitors.
And I have to say,
what are theme park trivia? What do you mean by
I
that?
can tell you, because to get back to my point of saying about writing questions, I just wanted to say that I have a lot of respect for the actual Schmodown writers, those lovely fine folk, but also B, people that write questions for the families, and then everything, Alex, that you did for writing questions for, last round or standing or whatever. Because just coming up with one episode of theme park questions, because you really get in your own head. Like I was asking him last night, my round one ones, and I was like, does that seem like a round one? Is that too hard? Is that too easy? Like you don't want to be too obvious, you don't want to be too hard. And it's a lot of questions. But this is literally what I was meant to do, which is ask people theme park trivia. So theme park trivia, basically our What the Showdown theme park edition, where we're turning the tables on the Schmodown writers. So we happen to have some theme park fans. They're theme park fans. A couple of them worked in the parks. And we're going to be asking them. There's 10 categories. It's mostly going to be Disney and Universal because that's what I know best and what they know best. So we have basically each Disney World park is going to be a category. So your Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Magic Kingdom, and then Animal Kingdom. Legendary Imagineers is a category. Halloween Horror Nights is a category. Universal is a category, just overall, Orlando and California. Disney abroad, so foreign theme parks. Defunct rides is a category, and I'm certain I'm forgetting one.
So what I'm hearing is that Six Flags is not on the list.
And what is not on the list? Sorry,
Six Flags.
Oh yeah, I'm not a Six Flags girl. I haven't ever been to one, honestly.
It's the only one that I've been to.
Sorry. Yeah, anyone who's a big Six Flags fan or a big coaster junkie.
Maybe the second time we do it.
Maybe the second time around. I can do some research.
I'll pull a couple sudden death questions from the top of my head if we run out of questions.
Okay, heard juice. Yeah, I came up with one about imagine your question for round one, and I thought it was really easy. And he was like, "That's round two. You can't ask that round one." And I was like, "Oh, but I thought that was really easy." But yeah, it's
anybody's
just a lot of mad respect.
Fan, just answer everything Botanicus.
There might be, as the absolute podcast, The Ride, Mike Carlson fangirl and me, there might be some love for Botanicus. As spoiler alert, there might potentially be a Botanicus question.
But the fun thing is that when we came up with the idea, we're friends with PJ and we wanted to bring him on. We were trying to come up with something what if we brought you on as a competitor? And he's like, and he's like, ooh, and I'm like, theme parks. And immediately I got an all caps response from PJ. So I was like, all right, this is going to be fun.
I finally feel how Alex Damon must feel when he looks at Star Wars questions and he's like, haha, child's play. And I'm like, this is what I was made for. Let me ask you about theme park.
I love this idea. I think it's great. That's a lot of fun.
I like that.
We're excited. We're super excited. I mean, we've got a good couple episodes. Good start to the new year with these episodes coming up. I'm excited for our draft, and then I'm very excited to quiz people about theme parks.
I'm very excited to bring out my inner Mark Ellis and Ken Knapsack.
Yes, I think that is where we're gonna shine, Juice. You were definitely some Ken Knapsack vibes for sure. I want you to say the spin is in at least once or even the point.
At least.
And I swear to God, if PJ Campbell grabbed from the pegs.
Yeah.
Danny, do you know what the Six Flags stands for?
The Six Flags Over Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Do I know what they are? No, I don't.
They are yes. They are
Are you not our Texas expert, Danny?
No, I don't know what I legitimately do not know what the Six Flags over.
I got him. But
It just refers to flags that countries essentially that have claimed Texas as their territory. So it includes like
Whataburger?
the US.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spicy ketchup.
The actual.
Okay. I'm gonna try it.
I know France is one of them, I think.
England,
so-
Spain, France, Texas, U.S.,
No.
and
Mexico.
Mexico,
Okay.
yeah.
So we have the Republic of Texas,
Mexico
obviously,
is in
the
it.
U.S., the Confederate States of the U.S.,
Ah,
Confederate, Mexico, France, and Spain.
It's probably best, AJ, that you did forget about the Confederacy.
Yeah.
So
We
no
all-
more there.
I-
That's a question.
it's not like I have like one of those flags in that closet over there.
All right, Alex, I'm bringing you in for when we do
Do I?
What the Showdown Theme Park Edition round 2, and I have to ask people about Six Flags.
Oh,
I
I was like, Six Flags.
We'll bring in
was
Six Flags and
theme park I went
SeaWorld
to
for the
growing up.
next edition.
Oh God, SeaWorld.
I do know
like, no,
SeaWorld.
that can totally be a category. What was it? Theme parks that have since like completely been gone. What is like that? What is it? They ended up making a movie out of that theme park that is pretty
Action
much
Park?
like has like
Action
Yes.
Park here.
Action Park,
Yeah.
because that's definitely one. And just like a lot of theme parks that have since been obliterated, essentially.
Yeah,
So.
like the
Park
one in New
Town.
Orleans that they now just use pretty much
Yeah.
for filming.
By the
movies.
way, the Johnny Knoxville Action Park movie, well,
Mm-hmm.
it seemed like trash for me when it came out, but then I saw the documentary and I rewatched it afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pretty good with the context afterwards.
I'm told it's a
Contextualize
movie
it
that's
and-
very beloved for like fans of that. So that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, like when you know the backstory, it makes sense, but it's such a outlandish, crazy thing that ever really
They had a
existed.
looping water slide.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
I like to watch the Defunct Land videos. Those are a lot of fun.
Yes, he's. I think he's absolutely amazing. His videos and his podcast are both. And I have gotten a lot of information, of which I might be asking some questions from his content. So yeah, Defunct Land podcast, The Ride.
So PJ, Max, and Abby, if you're listening,
If you're listening, maybe if you aren't already a Defunct Land fan, which if you're not, why?
And if you're
please
down,
watch
he'll
some
let you
of his,
down.
videos because he's great. He makes some really quality content with lots of really helpful information. There's actually, I mean, one of the categories is defunct rides, and it is mostly in honor of Defunct Land and all of the
Nice.
information I've learned from that channel.
And Botanicus.
What's the best defunct ride that we know of?
What's a what?
The best like defunct ride. What's
Well,
like,
The best
more-
defunct ride? I mean, ours is probably
Back to the Future's up there.
Yeah, Back to the Future's up there. Great movie ride. A recent defunct ride has got to be up there.
Mr.
The
Toad's
correct
Wild
answer
Ride
is
is
Captain
Wild
EO.
Ride. I'd have to say my
Which one's
personal
in
one
it?
is probably Back to the Future.
yeah, Back to the Future
Captain
is
EO.
probably my number one.
Captain EO, that's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of good. May you rest in peace, all you defunct rides out there. I
Mine
wish you
was
could
the
bring
year
Jaws.
at the Adams
Jaws,
County Fair
Jaws,
that the Gravitron broke down.
Oh,
It still exists in Japan though, and when I ever make it to Universal Osaka, it is the first thing I am running to, and I intend to ride it. And the skipper's going to speak in Japanese, and I'm so excited.
I have some friends that have been there, and they say it is the best, most beautiful theme park they've ever been
yeah.
to.
All the like Japanese ones are just
All of them.
like so
Are
heralded.
supposed to be
They're
really
they're
cool.
amazing.
Well, like Japan in particular has this like really interesting culture surrounding cleanliness, which and that's applied to it, and like customer service. Like if you go to a McDonald's, if you order a hamburger without pickles and you get a hamburger with pickles, they will like 10 people will come out and be like, "Oh my gosh, we're so sorry. I don't get to say that." I'm like, "Oh," and they like handshake each other, and they're like, "Oh, good job, and they like wait for you. They like bring it to you, and they're like, they wait for you to take it, and they're like, "Okay, good job." And then they're like,
We're
"Oh,
good now. Everyone can breathe. Panic
Yeah,
over.
burger, y'all." But it's such an interesting mindset surrounding customer service that's so unique to Japan.
Yeah, they're so polite that they sit down quietly to watch fireworks shows. And I, as someone who lives in Florida and goes to like, you know, Disney World and Universal, that is not an atmosphere I'm used to. And I'm so excited to go and just like sit quietly and politely and not bump into anyone or block anyone's view and just watch a fireworks.
Everyone. PLD is talking to his son.
I am. This is my baby.
His son in his arms, his dad on his shirt.
That's it. That's the quote of the episode right there. And
you know who really enjoys being
Zeus's one-liners? That would really be the epitome of what our show is.
And pretty much anything Adam Witt said the other night.
Yeah, pretty much anything Adam Witt said. If our show could just be Adam Witt and Juice, actually, I think it'd be a better show.
Adam Witt.
We're all being honest about the situation.
If you are somehow on the stream and you are not a fan of the movie guys, what the hell is wrong with you?
You are wrong.
Check out themovieguys.net, their podcast streams. Oh my God, it was the best experience with them on that recap.
They are honestly true delights. Speaking of true delights, though, we are going to be wrapping up shortly because, again, live
we are here
in a new tab near you. We will be going over to obviously. I hope everyone will be going over obviously to Call to Action Podcast YouTube channel to watch the Christian Harloff interview, the second annual Christian Harloff interview. But before I let all of you lovely people go, I apparently run this thing now. Before we let you all go, I should just
let the cat out of the bag there.
Mutiny. No. We do want to go ahead and just let you plug anything that you want to and find people where we can find you. And we will start with Danny because she is the first person I looked at. So Danny, we'll start with you.
Yeah, you know me. It's your girl Danny Joy. You can find me on Twitter at Danny Joy, DANIEEJOY. You can also find me every Sunday on the Call to Action Network with these lovely folks right over here, hosting Chill to Action with my favorite co-host right over there, Mr. Paul Denuzio, and my lovely lady, Miss Kelsey. And hey, Lucas!
Okay, now there's the cameo of the night. Token will come back though.
A rare Lucas sighting, but that's it. You can find me there. You can also search for my own personal YouTube channel. Watch the Book is something that I will be starting up this week, and the Padawan Book Club talking about Star Wars books and books about movies. So,
Kelsey, where can the fine folks find you?
You can find me at KelseyKins90 on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Call to Action Podcast every Saturday for live and every Sunday for chill. And thank you so much for having me. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you for coming and enjoying this lovely evening. And then Alex, before you tell the fine people where I can find you, I do just want a quick random aside since we had a wild Lucas appearing. Every year, my family gives each other hints on our Christmas gifts. It's a game that we play. You win a trophy. It's a good time. And one of my hints this year featured your lovely husband, Lucas, for my lovely soon-to-be husband. And it was a wine with a lid. And he said what Lucas needed in Atlanta, a.k.a. a sippy cup. So I just wanted everyone to know that Lucas was featured in a Christmas gift hint for me this year. I don't think we've told either of you that yet. And him popping up just made me think of it. So it was brilliant. And yeah, so I literally guessed it correctly thanks to that hint. And I was like, a sippy cup, a wine sippy cup. And he goes, yes. And it was correct. Alex, where may the fine people of the internet find you?
You're muted, bitch.
You're muted.
You're muted.
You got it. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you a story later. Heads up.
I'm very excited. This was my wine sippy cup that I got.
And Alex is broken.
We did it. We accidentally broke out. shake the sippy cup though. I'm dead. I am so dead. It's a true story. It's a true story. I'd say we could skip to PLD for a minute and ask him, but he left us momentarily. So
I'm totally good. I'm good.
She's good. She's good, everyone. She's good.
Yeah. I'm sippy
I've been drinking it wrong all these years.
My favorite thing is that I automatically, like most of his hints, I was like, couldn't be. And now when I'm automatically, I was like, a sippy cup.
I can't.
No pause.
I can't. Okay. I need to calm down. I gotta calm down. All right. You asked me where you can find me, right? Is that it?
Where can I find people?
Sorry,
The
visual of Mike of figuring that out is just wonderful. You can find me being part of the Call to Action podcast. You can also find me hosting the show Schmobates here this week. We're changing from free draft edition to the Schmodown Awards edition, so coming in hot. It's going to be this Wednesday, so definitely stay tuned for that. It's going to be a big return back to Schmobates after a very hectic holiday season. And you can also find me co-hosting a show called Cinema Bias with Video Drew, aka Drew Grant, where we dive into our movie biases to really kind of challenge each other to watch movies outside of our comfort zone. We're we're diving into the movie Spirited Away, which is a first-time watch for Drew because she's never seen a Studio Ghibli movie. Never seen a Studio Ghibli movie, and I was like, "Well, if we're gonna start somewhere, might as well start with the only one to date that's ever won an Oscar." So, so we're gonna see how she likes it. Maybe have a little Ghibli marathon after. Who knows?
I'm excited for that one. I can't believe she's never seen that. PLD, where can the people find you?
Paul_Denuzio on Twitter. You can find me with my favorite co-host, the lovely Danny Joy, on Chill to Action bi-weekly for the most part now, and also Kelsey as well. We also can find me on the Action Industries YouTube channel for most of their weekend content. I produce for Andrew Guy and Ben Bateman. And finally on PLD Projects, which might have something going on tonight potentially. I'm trying to figure that out after post-chill. We'll see if I decide to go live. I tend to do that sometimes post-chill. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for having us.
Thank you, lovely fine folk, for being here on our live from the red carpet special event. And literally now, in just mere moments, we will be going over to watch the interview. I know everyone is excited, and I'm sure it will be great work as per usual. Gentlemen, always a pleasure hosting with you guys.
Before we sign off, I do want to mention I fed a fashion designer name to Mr. Paul Denuzio before we started this. Paul, if you can just Google Andrew Christian fashion and let us all know what you think after the Christian Harloff interview. Just even maybe the private chat for action, whatever. But please let us know.
I will take a look and see.
All right. Everybody, let's have a great night.
That tantalizing bit there, AJ.
Okay.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. We'll see you back normal time. Fantasy Schmodown, 19th.
Yeah. Be there. Be
Cheers.
Twitter.